You spend hours studying for a big test. You read your notes over and over. You feel completely ready. But the next morning, it's all gone. Your brain just hit the delete button while you were sleeping. This happens to millions of students every single day. Scientists discovered something shocking about human memory. Your brain forgets 70% of everything you learn in just 24 hours. That's almost everything you worked so hard to remember. But here's where things get interesting. In Japan, students remember thousands of complicated characters, difficult math formulas, and complex science concepts for years, not just days. So what makes them different? Are Japanese students just born with better brains? Do they study 12 hours every day? The answer is no. They don't study longer. They don't have superhuman memories. They simply know something most of us were never taught. They understand how to study the right way. Think back to your school years. Did any teacher ever sit you down and explain the science of learning? Did anyone show you proven techniques to make information stick? For most of us, the answer is no. We were left to figure it out ourselves. Here's what most students do. They highlight textbooks with bright colors. They read notes repeatedly until their eyes hurt. They stay up late on the night before exams, desperately trying to cram everything into their heads. These methods feel productive. They feel like it is hard work. But there's a problem. Your brain is like a bucket with holes in the bottom. You keep pouring water in, hoping it will fill up. But the water just leaks right out. That's exactly what happens with traditional studying. The information goes in, but it doesn't stay. You're working hard but getting nowhere. Scientists call this phenomenon the forgetting curve. When you learn something new, you start at the top. But every hour that passes, you slide down further. Within one day, you've lost almost everything. All that effort, all those hours gone. But there's good news. Japanese students have cracked the code. They use 5 powerful techniques that completely change how memory works. These methods aren't complicated. A 5-year-old could understand them. And they work like absolute magic. Let's dive into each one. The first technique is called active recall. Most students make a crucial mistake. They read their notes, look at textbooks, and watch educational videos. They think this counts as learning. But it doesn't. Reading is passive. Your brain barely has to work. Real learning happens when you close the book and force your brain to retrieve information on its own. Your brain is a muscle. Reading is like watching someone else exercise. Your muscles don't grow from watching. It grows from doing the work yourself. Here's the process. Study a topic for 15 minutes. Then close everything. Take a blank piece of paper. Write down everything you remember without looking. No cheating. It will feel uncomfortable. It might even feel painful. But that struggle is exactly what makes your brain stronger. The difficulty is the growth happening in real time. The second technique is the Cumin method, used across Japan. Most students make a massive mistake with their study schedule. They study for 5 hours on Sunday, then nothing for the rest of the week. They think one giant session is enough. But your brain doesn't work that way. Your brain loves consistency, not intensity. You brush your teeth for 2 minutes every single day. You don't brush them for 3 hours once a week. That would be ridiculous. Your brain needs the same approach. The Cumin method is simple. Study for just 15 to 30 minutes every single day. Some days, even 10 minutes is enough. This might sound too easy to work. But here's the secret. Small sessions stack up like building blocks. One block alone is nothing. But one block every day, for a month, is something great. You've built something massive. Consistency beats intensity every single time. The third technique is spaced repetition. You have a plant on your desk. You water it once and then forget about it. So what happens? It dies. Your memory works the exact same way. You can't learn something once and expect it to survive in your brain forever. Memory needs regular care. Here's the schedule Japanese students follow. Learn something today. Review it tomorrow. That's the first reinforcement. Review it again 3 days later. That's the second reinforcement. Review it 1 week later. Then 1 month later. Each time you review, you're not starting from scratch. You're making the memory deeper, stronger, more permanent. This is why Japanese students never cram before tests. They don't need to. They've been strengthening their memories all along. When test day arrives, everything is already locked in their brain. No stress, no panic, just pure confidence. The fourth technique is called Kaizen. This is the most powerful concept you'll hear today. Kaizen is a Japanese word meaning change for the better, but not a dramatic change, not an overwhelming change. Tiny, almost invisible change. The philosophy is simple. Don't try to be perfect. Just try to be 1% better than yesterday. 1 single percent. That's all. Here's the math that will blow your mind. If you improve 1% every day, for 1 year, you'll be 37 times better than when you started. That's not motivation talk. That's actual mathematics. Your daily Kaizen study plan takes 6 minutes total. 2 minutes for doing active recall. Write down what you remember. 2 minutes reviewing old material. Strengthen existing memories. 2 minutes learning something new. Add 1 small piece of knowledge in 6 minutes. Everyone has 6 minutes. Even on your busiest, most exhausting day you can find 6 minutes. But those 6 minutes done every single day, for 6 months will transform you completely. The fifth technique is called Shum, meaning deep focus ritual. Japanese students create specific rituals before studying. This might sound unnecessary, but the science is incredible. They light the same candle every time. They use the same pen. They sit in the same chair. They play the same background music. Your brain is a pattern recognition machine. When you repeat the same ritual before studying, your brain learns the pattern. It thinks we're doing this ritual, which means it's time to focus now. The ritual becomes a switch. It turns your brain from distracted mode to learning mode instantly. You can create your own ritual. Put on a specific hoodie. Clear your entire desk. Set a timer for exactly 25 minutes. Play one particular song. The ritual itself doesn't matter. What matters is doing it every single time before you study. When you do this consistently, something extraordinary happens. You enter deep focus within seconds. And with deep focus you learn more in 30 minutes than most people learn in 3 hours. That's the true power of Shum. Let me share a real story. There was a student named Ken. He was completely average. Actually below average. He failed math tests regularly. His memory was terrible. Other students laughed at him. Teachers told him he just wasn't smart enough for difficult subjects. Ken felt hopeless. He was ready to give up on education entirely. Then he discovered these 5 techniques. He didn't try to change his entire life overnight. He just started with 6 minutes daily. Active recall to strengthen retrieval. Cumin consistency to build habits. Spaced repetition to make memories permanent. Kaizen progress to improve gradually. Shum rituals to trigger focus instantly. 6 months passed. The transformation was unbelievable. Ken wasn't just passing his classes anymore, he was leading them. Students who mocked him before now asked him for help. Today Ken works as a software engineer in Tokyo. He earns excellent money. He loves his work. He's genuinely happy. So what changed? Not his intelligence. Not his natural ability. Just his method. The truth is you need to understand. You're not struggling because you're not smart enough. You're struggling because nobody ever taught you how learning actually works. But now you know. You have all 5 techniques. You have the complete system. Your next step isn't tomorrow. It isn't next week. It's today, right now. Choose one technique. Just one. Start with 6 minutes. That's your only requirement. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Motivation is a feeling and feelings are unreliable. Action creates momentum, not the other way around. The top 1% of learners aren't born different. They weren't blessed with special gifts. They just learned differently. And now you can too. If this helped you, share it with someone who's struggling right now. You could change their entire future. Hit subscribe for more content that transforms how you think, learn, and succeed. Your journey begins right now. 6 minutes today. That's all it takes. Go show the world what you're truly capable of.